Good morning, WCHS. I'm Carl Moen.
And I'm Rachel Hostetler. Thanks for tuning in to Week 2 of Wctv.
We hope everyone has had an awesome homecoming week so far.
The Lynx volleyball and cross-country teams brought an awesome Lynx spirit to their competitions earlier this week. They did an awesome job of representing WCHS.
Last week we covered the physical changes around the school, but those aren't the only changes that have been made. As many of you know, there have been big changes to the school conduct code.
For those of you who didn't attend the Good Conduct meeting earlier this fall, you're in luck. WCTV's own Kelsey Webster got the 411.
This year, it's out with the old and in with the new. This applies to the new school policies, referring to extracurricular and co-curricular activities. What are the changes that have been made to the policies this year?
Well, the two main changes I can think of, we have changed how we're going to handle cell phones and electronic devices. Basically, if a student has a cell phone or electronic device that's used, visible, or operational, the device will be confiscated and that student will have 1 day of in-school suspension. The other major change is this past summer the school board changed how we are going to handle eligibility requirements for extracurricular activities as well as good conduct policies. Basically, students are now able to self-report and reduce a good conduct violation from 40% to 20%, as well as if a student is academically ineligible with a 1.67 or below, they have the option of going to study table 4 times a week and thus remaining eligible to participate in a sport.
Every year, Webster City has guidelines for participating in your favorite sports and activities. Some of the topics include academic eligibility, attendance eligibility, good conduct rules, and penalties for violations.
Well, I think the first one with the cell phones, there's a lot of legal issues with cell phones and other electronic devices. The main one being the fact that a lot of these devices now have video on them, and students have a right to privacy. And there's been a lot of cases recently popping up where people have been using video in places they shouldn't be, like locker rooms and bathrooms, which obviously put people in compromising situations, as well as it's a major thing of disruption during the school day. Students don't need to have cell phones or electronic devices that are going to disrupt the instruction. The good conduct policy revision, as well as the academic eligibility, I think it gives kids a choice now. If students are put in a bad situation or do something they shouldn't be doing, now it makes them responsible for coming in and reporting instead of letting the school find out and doing the investigations. As well, for the eligibility requirements, I believe that it just gives students another option instead of dinging them so they can't participate. If they choose to go study table, then they can remain eligible. So it actually helps out not just the student, but also the school as a whole.
These changes are here to help you become a responsible student and prepare you for your future. But you may be asking yourself, are these changes temporary or are they here to stay? Do you think there'll be any more changes made to the policies throughout the years?
Oh, I'm sure. School policy is always under revision. Every 3 to 5 years, the school is actually required to review, and not necessarily revise, but review their attendance policies and good conduct policies. So I'm sure within the forthcoming years, there's going to be some changes here and there to make things better for both students and the school district as an entirety.
So this year, it is a completely different rule book for all you high school students. Policy changes have been made to improve the environment of our school. I wonder how far the school will improve by the time I graduate. I'm Kelsey Webster reporting for WCTV.
I think that the changes to the school policy are long overdue.
Yeah, and hopefully it will make it easier to understand and less complicated for students. Hey Carl, with all this Lynx excitement around the halls, what has been your favorite part of homecoming?
Well, I would have to say the pep assembly was an awesome way to kick off homecoming. From the crackers to the kissing, the cheerleaders did a great job.
Pep assemblies aren't the only thing the cheerleaders are in charge of. Tanner Moen has been getting to know what the cheerleaders do behind the scenes.
Wait, T.O. What am I doing? Who are you?
I'm a cheerleader, duh.
Maybe I should figure more out about this before it goes any further. What are your future plans for the cheerleading program?
Plans are to, actually we made it through homecoming, so that's huge. And then to get through football season, and we'll take a couple weeks break, and then we'll hit right into basketball and wrestling. And hopefully, in a year or so, we'd really like to see the girls doing more competing at this time. So that's our goal.
Duties as a cheerleading coach.
Our most important duty is to promote school spirit, right, Luann?
You bet, Brandy.
Go Lynx!
Teach me some cheers. Whoa, you're moving way too fast. Slow it down. Would any of you lovely ladies like to help me in the hall with this? So how do you girls prepare for a game?
Well, we usually go to someone's house and we eat a lot of food.
What kind of time do you put into locker decos?
Forever.
That pep assembly got me really pumped up. How do you prepare for those?
We practice a lot.
I'm Tanner Moen, ready to get started.
So Rachel, are you going to the big game tonight?
Of course, I wouldn't miss the homecoming game.
I know, the Lynx football players are sure to put on a good show, but they won't be the only ones performing their best.
What do you mean?
The band always puts on a good show. With this year's theme being the Blues Brothers, they always get the crowd going. Aaron Hunt has been out on the field getting to know the faces behind the tubas.
Take it away, Aaron.
Out of the many extracurricular activities offered here at WCHS, many of them get overlooked. Marching band has been a tradition for many years, though many students don't know what it's all about. Do you know? Do you know what marching band is?
Isn't it like a band that marches?
Since the definition of marching band is so questionable, here's Mr. Stye with his definition. So, Mr. Stye, what is the real definition of marching band?
Well, Aaron, the real definition is music in motion. We're marching around the field, putting pictures to the music, and it creates an image on the field of the music moving, and the flags are coordinated with it, and it just creates real halftime entertainment for people.
How much extra time do you spend with the kids during marching band season?
Well, our marching band show starts in May, and we rehearse the music and before school gets out. Then we come in before school starts and rehearse a few evenings to get the music ready. And then once we start the season, we practice every day during class time, and then 2 mornings a week from 7 to 8 o'clock.
Now that we know what the real definition of marching band is, let's go see what a 4-year marching band member has to say. Being involved in high school marching band for the past 4 years, what changes have you seen?
Well, when I was a freshman in band, it seemed like there are a lot more seniors compared to our senior class now. And those marching band practices have never been cooler than freshman year.
What special skills do you bring to the marching band?
Well, I am in charge of starting the cadences for when we march out onto the field and kicking off the school song and just keeping the beat while we march out for pregame.
What do you enjoy most about the marching band season?
Every year, just watching the show actually come together at the very end and having all the drummers play the same thing is pretty fun.
Wow, that was a lot of information about marching band. Now that you know the facts of it, maybe you'll want to join next year. Well, I'm Aaron Hunt reporting for Wctv, and I got to get back to morning marching band practice.
Wow, I'm really excited for the game now. I can't wait to see the band.
And don't forget, the cheerleaders will also be there to pump up the crowd.
Well, that's it for this show, but before we go, don't forget to buy your Lynx lanyards. Talk to students involved in Mr. Latta's business class. The cost is $5.
We would like to wish the Lynx football team good luck tonight. We hope everyone can get out there and show their Lynx pride.
We also hope that everyone has a fun, safe time at the dance tomorrow night. Don't forget to bring your student ID or some other form of identification.
To end this awesome week, we'll leave you with some footage of the old school Lynx Pride halls.
See you at the game.